Have you ever heard of Dick Schoof? If not, you're about to. He's the man tapped to become the next Prime Minister of the Netherlands, and his story is anything but ordinary. While many world leaders come from a background in politics, Schoof's career has been spent almost entirely in the shadows, at the very top of Dutch national security and intelligence. This isn't your typical politician's journey, and that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. Born in 1957, Hendrikus Wilhelmus Maria Schoof, or Dick as he's known, grew up in a Catholic family with 6 brothers. One of his brothers would also go on to a high-ranking government position, becoming a mayor general. Schoof himself studied urban and regional planning at Radboud University and started his career in the Association of Netherlands Municipalities. From there, he began a steady climb through the ranks of the civil service. His career path reads like the resume of a security mastermind. He served as Director General for Public Order and Safety, then moved to the Ministry of Justice and Security as Director General for the Police. But it was his next roles that truly defined his public image. In 2013, he was appointed National Coordinator for Security and Counter-Terrorism, or NCTV. This put him at the forefront of the Netherlands' response to major crises, including the investigation into the downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 in 2014. He was the face of the nation's security apparatus during a time of heightened global tension. After his tenure at the NCTV, he became the head of the General Intelligence and Security Service, known as the AIVD. So, how did a lifelong civil servant, a security chief with no party affiliation, end up on the verge of becoming Prime Minister? The story goes back to the 2023 Dutch general election. Geert Wilders's Party for Freedom, the PVV, won a stunning victory. However, forming a coalition government proved incredibly difficult. Months of negotiations between the PVV and 3 other right-leaning parties followed. Wilders himself eventually agreed not to seek the top job to make a deal possible. After several other candidates were considered and dropped, the coalition parties needed a leader who was seen as independent, competent, and capable of managing a complex government. They found that in Dick Schoof. He was proposed as a non-partisan technocrat who could lead a new kind of extra-parliamentary cabinet. His deep experience in the civil service and his reputation for being a firm, no-nonsense manager made him an acceptable compromise for all 4 parties. His nomination is a significant shift in Dutch politics. He's the first prime minister in decades without a background as a member of parliament or a government minister. His supporters see him as a steady hand, someone who can bring stability and get things done without being caught up in partisan squabbles. They point to his extensive experience in crisis management as proof that he is the right person for the job in uncertain times. However, his appointment isn't without controversy. Critics raise concerns about his background in the security services. They worry that having a former spy chief as prime minister could have implications for civil liberties and government transparency. During his time at the NCTV, his agency was criticized for improperly monitoring citizens using fake social media accounts. Schoof has defended his actions as necessary for national security, but the debate highlights the tension between security and privacy that will likely follow him into his new role. As Dick Schoof prepares to take the helm, the Netherlands and the world will be watching closely. Will his technocratic, security-focused approach be what the country needs? Or will his lack of political experience prove to be a challenge? He's described himself as a man of the state, dedicated to serving all Dutch citizens, not just the parties that nominated him. His journey from the shadows of the intelligence world to the forefront of national leadership is one of the most compelling political stories of our time. Thanks for watching. If you found this look into Dick Schoof's career interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the people shaping our world. See you next time.